Everybody, you know what time it is. It is Sipping with Sue time. I am Szu-Moy, and if you're joining us for the first time in 2022 or any other time, we are live on Facebook and on YouTube. And if you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel, go ahead and head over to Szu-Moy and subscribe and hit the bell to get all of the latest notifications as soon as they happen. So we are cheers to the weekend. It is Friday. And we just popped open this little mini Vouv. What are you drinking there, my dear Brandy?
You know what? It's from Disney World. I just came off of the Disney cruise.
Uh-huh.
And it is a Moscato.
Ooh, Moscato. Okay, you like the sweet.
Mm-hmm.
I like the bubbly.
It was free. It was
free, so we're good. We're good.
It's all good. Yeah, like it tastes good. It's actually kind of dry, so
okay.
Because usually they're very sweet. So
yes.
I was like, this is perfect.
Yeah, I need like a booster to be up here. Okay, there we go. I think I'm good.
You got it.
All right, cheers to the weekend, girlfriend. How have you been?
I've been doing pretty well. You know, good New Year so far, and nothing but good to come for the rest of the year. 2022 is going to be so much better.
We always so that's what I wanted to talk about. So today we're talking about no resolutions and what to do in 2022. So we have this human beings, we have this thing about going out and, you know, resetting the clock every New Year's, and we're just like, hey, you know, it's a new year, new me. I've got this laundry list of goals and resolutions that I'm going to do. And I did a shout out on Facebook, and I was like, hey, everybody, let's hear it. What are your goals? What are your resolutions for the new year? And people had all of these like things, which I thought were fantastic. But like you and I were talking about yesterday, it's like 2021 was kind of bullocks. 2020 was kind of bullocks. But like, what do we do in 2022 to reset the clock, but not put so much pressure on ourselves so that it doesn't necessarily we fail or we don't follow through like a month from now? Like all those like gym memberships are through the roof. Right, come February, the entire gym is empty. So what do you think we can do?
Well, I think, you know, for every year, how many years since I've been alive, New Year's resolutions and what is your resolution this year? And what I've found as I've grown older is to just, I mean, it's a good reminder to focus on yourself, but just it's more realistic to happen if you are doing it on a daily basis, per se, right? Like know your goals, know where you want to be financially, know where you want to be mentally, physically, health wise, whatever it is, children, and just have that intention on a daily basis instead of just trying to put all that pressure like, oh, it's December 31st, you know, what are you not going to do this year?
Let's go.
we got to change it. but yeah, yeah, they sound great. New Year resolutions sound really great, but yeah, I think of it when I hear it as when people say I'm going on a diet, right? That's kind of the way that I see it, when really, and I know I've lost 135 pounds. Diets don't work. Eating works. You have to have that intention every day. There's going to be the day that you eat the cheesecake and then you start at the next hour. So
and it's
for
okay.
me,
and it's actually perfectly okay.
And it's okay. Yes, you're gonna eat the pizza, or you're gonna be late to pick your kids up, or you're gonna miss that plane. I don't care what the situation is.
Yeah.
If you want to be more, on time, or just whatever you're wanting to focus on, you're gonna have slip ups, and don't say like, I'm going on a diet. You know, I'll use that as the reference.
Yeah.
Just you can start the next hour. You don't have to wait for 2 weeks, or just do your best every day, have intentions every day. That is so important to being successful with what we want to have happen with New Year's resolutions, right? Just remind yourself every day
And be present. I think also being present is one of the like main things for me, because I'm always looking behind me, and then we go into 2022 and I'm looking forward, right? but I'm not
Right.
ever sitting here in that present state and having that what's going on around me and how can I focus on investing my time, my money, my self care, my health, just investing in the things that make me here right now.
Mm-hmm.
And
Absolutely.
I don't do that. And I don't know if it's the same for you. And I know that's something that it's a work in progress. It's not going to be solved December 31st going into January 1st or even a couple months later, but it
Right.
will definitely be something to work on and working on maybe changing the way you look at it, changing the verbiage maybe, and saying instead of I'm going on a diet, I'm going to invest in my health. Well, what do you do to invest in your health? You take baby steps. You ate the cheesecake yesterday. It's okay. It's okay. Maybe you had a hamburger today. Hey, but did you walk it out? Did you work it out? Did you do
Mm-hmm.
something else for yourself that made you feel good? I mean, I guess
That's true.
those are my big things of 2022 and like my kind of like as I'm looking at 2022, it's not a resolution, it's not a goal, it's being happy with me, and that's taken a lot of time.
That's a wonderful thing to focus on. Hey, because if we're not good to ourselves and invested in ourselves, then we're not showing the best of what we could be to our loved ones and friends, right? So that's great. That's a great start right there. Absolutely.
Yeah, yeah.
Wonderful to focus on that, but totally learning and the baby steps of you can reflect on the past. It's there for us to reference. We
Mhm.
learn, but letting it go,
Mhm.
letting it go. You're like, we're right here, right now. I will use the food thing because obviously that's in my head all the time.
Well, actually,
But let's.
tell us a little bit about like because you're literally my legit 2021 survivor. So if you don't mind, if you wouldn't mind telling your story of what the tumbles and twists and turns that you had to go through in 2021.
Sure, thank you. Yeah, it was a tough year. I've been a diabetic for 20 years now, but I was diagnosed as a type 2 diabetic, and I found out in April of last year that I am a type 1 adult onset type 1 diabetic, where before I would exercise, I've lost that weight, and it was a choice to do insulin, but quickly it changed to no, no, you need to take insulin. So
Mhm.
finding that balance in most people when they're type 1 diabetics, it's a good year and a half journey to make sure to know what you're eating, drinking, activity, and knowing how much insulin you need. So I that did put me in the hospital. I was in ICU twice and had a really, really close call in August. So now I'm even more focused. That's of course, if I have to say, it's not really a resolution. It's just that time of year and the way things happen. But my focus is my health, understanding that insulin with the diabetes, educating myself about it, asking the doctors about it, doing research, and making notes, keeping a journal about not just your feelings, but hey, I ate pasta and I need this. So,
Mhm.
but nonetheless, and that's working great. I'm making progress. I was so sick. I am starting to really, really feel better. So it doesn't matter if it was my health or if I wanted a better relationship with my husband. Those are the steps that you take. Anyone can do it, right?
Mhm.
It's just it is getting those steps together to be successful. And that's why people, oh, the gyms are empty in February. You
Yeah.
want to quit. We want that quick thing. We want to take the red or the blue pill and
And
it
poof. And
happens,
we're yeah.
whatever it is,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So that's the biggest thing that I really would like to express and share with everyone. No matter what it is, we might have a mix of all of those kinds of things, or some people are maybe blessed and have a few things to work on. But if you just treat everything the same, hold your responsibility with it, give yourself kindness and loving, nurturing behavior through it. Don't judge yourself.
Mhm.
Let yourself get frustrated with yourself. You eat the cheesecake. That's okay. The next meal, eat a salad. Or again, like you said, take a walk. What do you do?
What do you
You
do?
don't have to wait 3 months from now and let that behavior continue. If you spent too much money today, bring it back in during groceries. And you know what I'm saying? You,
Yeah.
you use
Yeah.
that logic with everything, and it's so positive. You feel so good, and it's taking those small steps that lead to the big Excuse me. I'm sorry, I need some more of this. Excuse
You
me, Mom.
did. Cheers. Wine break. Cheers.
It was meant to be.
Mm-hmm.
Needed to drink. But
Mm-hmm.
it's taking all those small steps con- every day instead of that big jump at once. Like, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna go climb a mountain today. Yeah, you kind of need to train.
Yeah, yeah,
So,
yeah, yeah,
and
yeah.
don't beat your people beat themselves up so much. And
Yes.
again, have responsibility, absolutely. But again, shake it off. Okay, I did this. I don't like that. I'm gonna go do this now
Mm-hmm.
right this second. You can change it this second. So that's something that I wish people and I hope people will focus on more because we're gonna doesn't matter what it is. I'm gonna spend too much money. We know that. I'll make it up somehow, and you know what I mean.
Well, everybody's got their, I mean, what makes you happy? You know what I mean? If it's, certain little things, I guess it's that baby step concept again. If we can just
Yes.
within reason say, okay, I'm going to eat the cheesecake, or okay, so those tool tickets are this much money, and I only have this much money in my bank account, but I really want to
I'm
go to
gonna
school.
make it happen.
It'll make me
I'm gonna
happy.
Yeah. So
So
we'll deal with
yeah,
it later. You have to cut back somewhere else,
yeah, for sure, for
If
sure.
I have to eat celery for tool,
I've got ramen noodle packs for 35 cents. We're good.
that's right. And that's taking a step to meet one goal. It might mess up another goal, and then you just find that happy medium in the balance, and it all works
Yeah, yeah. I
out.
think,
That's
yeah, I
funny though.
totally think we beat ourselves. I know I do. So for me personally, I beat
Mm,
myself up constantly. And that's why living in the present moment and figuring out how to, like, okay, for example, you saw me right before we came on, and I was like, give me 7 minutes. My face is half on and my hair is half dried. And I was like, oh my gosh. And this is my fun time, you guys. This is my fun time. This is my time to end the week and just talk to people and just talk to all of you guys and just say, hey,
mm,
how are you guys doing? How was your week? And is my hair perfect? No, this is Szu-Moy's air dried. I tried to make it as curly and scrunchy as I could. I'm going to walk out
mm.
the door hair, and I don't really care. It doesn't have to be perfect. So coming to grips with, because I have a really, really huge problem with,
With
and I didn't realize it,
perfection.
with perfection. Yes.
Yes,
And,
ma'am.
oh,
Took the
it's
words
so
out of my
frustrating.
mouth.
Yes. So I'm like, okay, so how can I let go? How can I let go of having control over everything all the time and kind of focus on the here and now? And it's okay to not have my hair perfectly done. It's okay to,
Thank you.
well, my face is on, but it took me 7 minutes.
I don't think it took you 7 minutes. I think you handled that time frame with everything that was
I was
going
like,
on
oh,
like a champ, like a perfectionist champ, as a matter of fact. So, you
oh
know,
my gosh. Yeah. So it's just, I mean, those things are the things that, a lot of folks beat themselves up. I'm sure I'm not the only one that
no,
has this issue, and then has the issue of like, well, what if my house is not fully clean? What, like you said before, what if I, am late to pick up the kids, or,
yeah,
all these responsibilities that we have. I'm not saying to just like totally throw them out the window. It's good to dream.
right.
It's good to have goals. It's good to have that structure, but also
Hmm.
not to just totally go and beat yourself up about
Life
not.
happens.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
You're completely correct. We go I've been seeing more recently with the flights canceled and people trying to get rebooked, and everyone's frustrated. Nobody likes it. The airline doesn't like it. We don't like it. But people go crazy. And it's like, hey, because I think if I worked at that airline, I'd be like, look, sometimes you go and you drive in a car and you have a flat tire, or your engine starts smoking, or whatever. You're stuck in traffic. You got to chill out.
Mm-hmm.
And just refocus your thinking, I would say, is another big thing. If you're stuck in an accident, it's our first thing to bleep, 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 cuss, 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 and do all these things. But hey, maybe try to have a positive thought like this is happening for a reason.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry, I can't help that I'm late to pick up the kids or
Mm-hmm.
meet my husband or whatever. But everything happens for a reason. You're where you're supposed to be, and so just be in that moment. So and we have such a busy world where we we are trying to be above that moment so often,
Mhm.
like, and not be in the moment.
Right.
I mean, I have to work on everything I'm talking about. It's on my mind because I've been doing my work the last, I always work on myself, but seriously, especially after being so sick and being so grateful to have not had, I'm still here. I'm so grateful for
Yes.
that.
Yes.
And that's a blessing. So boy, did it shift even, I, it just shifted where I'm like, okay, I know it's important. I have to take care of me, or I
Mhm.
can't take care of my husband. Um, do I mess up? Sure. I forgot to pay that bill. Darn it. But just go do it. Do it
Yeah.
when you can.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
For
yeah, but
sure.
to me, it doesn't matter what the it is. We know it's usually losing weight. We know it's usually stop doing drinking, smoking, whatever. Just
Mhm.
be kind to yourself,
And not so hard on
and it's
yourself.
okay if it takes you 4 years or 4 minutes. Like, good for you. If you're on that path and have that intention
Mhm.
and you're focused on it. So, let's just take smoking. I've stopped smoking for 3 months, and oh boy, I'm smoking with a friend. Well, just, it's,
You're like,
it's
it's
okay.
okay. I mean,
It's okay.
yeah,
It's
it
okay.
happens. It happens. What I have to say to some of the folks also,
Mm-hmm.
and
Mm-hmm.
there's you know, people that, and I love the fact that you can see people's journeys, right? You're on social
Yes.
media, you're on Facebook, you're on Instagram, you're wherever you're at, checking out,
Mm-hmm.
people's journeys. And I love to see um, folks that are like, okay, I'm starting my fitness journey, and they're doing it, and then you don't see it. It kind of drops off, and then it's one of those. Well, wait, like I was following that, and you were doing so well, and I'm like team whatever. I'm in your corner, and then you don't hear about it anymore. And why did they drop off? And what is is it one of those things where they just beat themselves up too much and then they fell off the wagon? But it's okay to fall off the wagon, and it's okay to show that side of you too, um,
Yes.
on social media, because it's also empowering to others that may be going
Yes.
through that same journey, and not again, not to beat yourself up, to be kind to yourself and say it's okay that I fell off the wagon. That we're in a fit group together, and I said
Yes.
that my full disclosure and transparency was like, you guys, if I haven't posted, I haven't worked out. So that's
Right?
my accountability. Like if you know if you need a buddy that's out there that's like, hey, be my accountability,
Yeah, totally.
do that for
And
them. It'll be it'll be one of those things where you're like, okay, well now I can do it because I have somebody that is counting on me. You know what I mean?
absolutely. And I love the way that you are all the time. You're a wonderful, beautiful person with
Aw.
just so much. But, but in that fit group that we have, it's great that you are so honest. I don't feel good today. I tried to, I don't care what's going on. You definitely, and that's what we need. We need that about, that kind of support with each other. And
Yeah.
so thank you for doing that, because that helps other people, because we never know what someone else, including other people, may not know what we are going through, and we
Right.
may not announce it, but that really helps people in
Mhm.
so many ways to know, oh, look at her, because again, you appear very fit. Why does she, I could see people, why does she even need to work out, or get that perception. I hear you. No, I'm
This is
just
why I work
being
out.
realistic. I am just, there you go, I'm just being realistic. So if people look and get a perception of, oh my gosh, she's this and this, wow, I wish I could be that way, or that's whatever that would be, um you know
But you never
you
know
make
what's
it
going
real.
on. But you never know what's going on in
Never.
somebody else's
We
life,
world.
what's going on in
Yeah.
their world, walking in their shoes. Like, I think one of the memes that I saw, I think it was on Facebook or wherever it was. It was a meme that was, don't walk a mile in my shoes, walk 2 minutes in my head. You'll never look back, or whatever, something to
Oh
that effect.
yeah.
And I totally agree, because um, transparency, full transparency again, my mind is a messy place to live in. Absolutely. I do my walks out in nature. I try to do my self-care. I try to, I go to the gym. I try to do certain things just to get my mind straight. But again, being hard on myself, I need to not look forward. I need to not look backwards. I need to be present and understand how that feels, and then kind of, um, move on from there. And I think it would be a better journey than what I've been doing in the past, because that's not been so good. Just
I,
speaking from experience.
from experience. I mean, I understand that as well because there's times where I can just be so hard on myself, or and I think most of us do in our own ways, you know. And again, I know that you're a real perfectionist. I can't imagine anything you're not trying to line up, right? And you know, in that
Yeah,
busy head of yours. And
very much
but
so.
it's so great that you are talking about it, and you're sharing it so that other people can identify and go, okay, that's you know, that's good to try to change that and do different things to be present. Just
Yeah.
be present and forget all that if it's negative and no, that's not ever going to work. Feel it and let it go.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I even have, this is something I just wanted to show. I'm an energy person. I'm a
Yeah.
massage therapist, and do Reiki. So, you know, this is something that I have, and you can use whatever. I mean, yeah, it looks like a pyramid, but not for that reason. I'm just kidding. This is, but you can write down whatever. I want to be healthy. Put it in here, set it somewhere in your house, and
Mhm.
think about it. You don't have to have something like this. You could just do that and then burn it. If,
Ah,
if
yes.
people need physical, if people need some physical things and it's like, oh, I'm just angst, write all that mess down and you can immediately just tear it up and burn it, you know, and let it go.
Mhm.
Let it go.
Yeah.
You know, and then also for any goals, this is just something I know I do. It doesn't work for everyone, but it doesn't matter if it's like a stone or something. You know, I have this little. Oops, I'm sorry. I have this. So sometimes, you know, you can look at something and go, today I'm going to be more positive, and I'm going to take deep breaths, and I'm going to be present. And you hold it, and
Mhm.
then you just put it in your pocket. No one has to know. And if you
Yep.
start feeling whatever, you can look at it as a reminder, and you'd be surprised, just something as little as this, how much it can help
Like a red string.
to stay. Thank you. Know what?
Like a
Absolutely.
red string.
And
A red string that I 2 freaking
perfect.
years. And it was like, this is my intention. And I looked at it for 2 years. And then it fell off, of course. I think it was right at the end of last year or something. But it
Mm-hmm.
was one of those things where we were at camp, and we had, well, I think we had blue strings. You might have had something before the blue string, and I'm not
I
sure.
had blue and red. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so they had the blue string first, and then we had the red string, and it was like, remember when you were a little kid and you tied that little string around your finger to remind you of whatever it was. It's the same
Mm-hmm.
concept, but just doing it as an
Sure.
adult, and saying, hey, what is this thing that I want to do or I want to work on, and it's a constant reminder that you have. Like, I had it on my wrist, like most of us had it on our wrists, and it was
Yeah.
there every single day, day in and day out, to remind me of that thought or that feeling or whatever, so that when it finally came off, it was like, oh, I'm sad, but I actually worked on whatever it was that I had said that was for that specific time for that bracelet. And now that it fell off, I was like, well, I feel released because I've worked on it, and it's come to fruition a few
Mm-hmm.
times over, and it's been good. So
Isn't
yeah.
that beautiful when that happens?
Yeah.
Just again, and that's something so small, inexpensive. Anyone can do that. Have intention in a bracelet, in a whatever, you know. Daily affirmations, you
Yes.
know. Daily affirmations are so important, and people can think it's silly, but put a sticky note. I am beautiful. I am,
Yes.
just whatever, and just be positive. We don't have to focus on the negative. We all have it. We all have things we can get better at. But I don't know, the more that you really nurture and love yourself in whichever way it works,
Mm-hmm.
it's that there you go, that's the life resolution,
Yeah.
right? the,
Yeah.
the new life resolution
Yeah. It's not
instead
new
of the
new
new
year,
year.
or new, whatever. It's just life.
Life,
Life.
it's just life. It doesn't have to be hey, Seether has a song, No Resolution. So
Oh.
I think that
Well, of
they're onto
course you would know
something.
that. Of course.
I just I just had to throw it out there. I just had to do
Those are
that.
her boys.
Love them. Love them so much.
I'm gonna
Mm.
have to listen to it because I'm not, it's not ringing a bell, but
Okay.
I'm not as hardcore of a Seether fan as you are. I do love me some Seether. I definitely do.
Yeah. Yeah,
But
you do.
yes, I do. Yes, I do.
You
Oh,
lucky girl.
hey, Birdie.
Hi.
Birdie says, hey.
Hey.
Yeah. So cheers. Cheers to all of our Echelon
Mm.
folks out there. Cheers to everybody out
Yes,
there that's
much
like
love.
hanging out there and listening and checking us out. We are talking about no resolutions and talking about the fact that you don't have to kill yourself over goals and resolutions this year or any year, but
Yes.
just to kind of affirm each and every day that you are where you're supposed to be, wherever that place may
Mm-hmm.
be. And it may not be a good place, but if you can
Yeah.
feel it and be in that present moment to let it go is actually more fruitful to you in the long
Yes.
run. And I've struggled with this for so long. I'm serious. It's been
Yeah.
kind of crazy, but
A
um,
lot of people have, but and I have no doubt that you will get through that and have wonderful progress while you have hardest thing is pinpointing the issue, right? And
mhm.
so and that's the hardest thing. It's still hard to make what you want happen, but boy, you're more than 50% there, and that's great.
Yeah.
Very,
Well, I'm
very
trying. I'm
proud of you
trying
for
to
that.
turn over. I'm trying to turn over that new leaf. I hate to say it like that, but I'm trying to work on not to kind of change my thought process. I think that's the biggest thing. Changing my thought process so I'm not beating myself up, so I'm not dealing with a crazy husband that's literally in my view right now, going nuts. It's out of focus. But yeah, being in the present. But that was part of the present moment, him being crazy.
Yeah,
Because he thinks that, most people are like, oh, when you're live, let me make funny faces and do crazy things because that's what we like to do when we're live. No, it's not.
that's look how you handle that. Would have never known. Excellent.
And cheers to my
Mm.
buddy Angel. Cheers. What are you
Oh,
drinking?
cheers.
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 So
Grab a
we've got our
glass
Vouv. If
and
you're
do some
just joining in, I've
cheers.
got my Vouv, and Brandy has her Moscato from Disney. So tell us about Disney. I want to hear about this trip.
Okay, well, I went on a Disney cruise actually on December the 7th.
Mm-hmm.
And wow, with everything going on, it was not even half full. You felt like you were on your own ship, you
Nice.
know? And so even, hey, this really does tie into what we're talking about. So anyway, nobody's around. It was just 500 people, 400 people. But every afternoon and morning, I actually created a playlist that's called Faves on the Waves. And I'd
Ooh.
go up to the top deck and just walk and walk and walk. And but again, I'm like, I know I'm eating all this food, even though I'm making good choices, but I know I'm eating more than I usually do. And I would go up there and walk, but boy, did that make my soul feel better. I just need a cruise ship, really. I just need wind in my hair,
Yes.
and then I'll walk all the time. But it was so great that the food was great. We did not get off the boat, not because we're scared of Mexico or anything, but because I'm still healing up. We were just
Mm-hmm.
relaxing.
Mm-hmm.
We were just relaxing, and it
I
was
love
it
it.
was a beautiful cruise. It was just nice to be be with each other, and that was our Christmas time together.
Mm-hmm.
Since my husband had to mostly work, so his team could take off for their families. So it
Oh,
was nice. It was,
awesome.
and I didn't get sick. We had to, so that's a good positive thing. They
And you had
haven't
a good
touched
time.
you.
And you had a good time. And I think one of the things you said
Yes.
was about being on this particular trip. You're like, I didn't even do a whole lot of stuff. We slept in every single day and we stayed in our room
Hmm.
most of the time and watched TV or did whatever. But sometimes that's what you need. Even if
Yes.
you're on vacation, you're like, I have
Absolutely.
got this laundry list of things that I want to go do and see. Sometimes the best thing for you is to chill.
Be chill and be present. Do your thing. I love to sit and look at the way whatever energizes your soul and your mind,
Mhm.
do it. You don't have to be like, but I'm missing bingo and I didn't even. it was great. So I'm glad that you took that twist on it. Usually there's bingo, there's this, there's that.
Yep, yep.
And no, we were like, no, let's just sit and look at the waves and breathe and regenerate. Oh, I'm not going to lie, I went to the spa a lot.
As
Again,
you
I
should.
did not intend to spend that much money. I did. It made my soul and my body better.
There you go.
And now we are working on, adjusting for that. So it all works out if you
Yeah, yeah.
have the intention. But I sure did. That was awesome.
I love it. I
Yes.
love it. Girl, well,
Yeah.
thank you so much for coming on. I appreciate you coming on and chatting with me. I got to talk with you yesterday. Now I get to see you. So I'm like doubly blessed. It's just so wonderful. Thanks for coming
Same here.
on. And
You're
she's
welcome.
going to be my repeat offender coming on with me often, just so you guys know in 2022. I'm not saying I'm just
Yeah, I will.
because I love her.
No, I love you too. I love talking to you. I love the topics you come up with. You're so great. You're so great at this, and it's so wonderful you're doing this awareness on so many different things.
I
So good
try.
for
I try.
you.
It's a part of my therapy too. So
Hey,
it
yeah,
works,
there you go.
along with feeding my habit. Cheers, you guys.
I'm gonna help you. Clink. Cheers.
Exactly, exactly. Well, everybody, have a great Friday. Thank you so much for tuning in, and we'll see you guys next week. Take care.
Take care. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.